How's it going, YouTube? Right, we're back on the camper again today. We've got some more stuff to do. Right, so one thing I want to start doing next is these top cupboards up here. I've also got to make a bit of a board that goes across this back bit as well, just to finish that off, because I don't want to be able to see the bed. I want to be able to see a bit of a board there. And what I might do is on the back of the board is I might put a little bit of a shelf that comes out to the door so I'm not dropping stuff down this gap. I don't know if it'll make it a pain because I can't get to that in an emergency, but to be honest, these windows open right up and I'll be able to get out of a window in emergency if I need to. Also in the front, I don't know how far I'm going to get in this video, but I need to make cupboards across there as well. And the same this side, I need to finish off the whole kitchen area. So that's a cupboard down there. Where this ends here, I'm going to build some sort of cupboard here just to put a bit of separation between the kitchen and the bed. And then I've got to build this bit out here and build all around here. So I doubt I'll get to end all of this in this video, but that's where it's going. The keen-eyed among you will notice that I'm completely avoiding the bathroom at the minute. I need to get it all ply lined, then I need to get all the tanking stuff on, and then the PVC covering and all that sort of stuff. But that's going to be a bathroom video later. The reason I'm doing the cupboards now is just basically because I've already bought everything ready to make these up, so I might as well make them and get them done. And if I get these cupboards done at the back and that headboard at the other side, then that means this area from here backwards is completely finished. What I'm wanting to do up here is where these lights are. Where these ones are here, I want to put a little bit of wood covering those, so it's literally just seeing the light coming out, similar to what this is here. So this will light up these panels here, but you won't actually see the light fully. You'll just see it like this, I suppose. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to have two opening cupboards, one there, and then the same this side, one there, two opening cupboards. Obviously, it's going to make this whole space quite a bit smaller because there's going to be cupboards up there both sides, but it'll be okay. This is a sleeping area. I'm not designing it so you can sit up in bed and all that sort of stuff. If you want to, I suppose you can sit up against the back doors. But I want storage space in here for clothes and stuff like that. Same at the back. I'm going to have a bit going across there just to cover that light that's going there, just so you can see the glow coming out. What I've got is I've got some of this profile stuff. So I can put this around the bottom of the cupboard. I've got some hinges, I've got some handles, I've got everything else. I've been out, I've got another couple of sheets of wood because I was running low on that. That was fun, fitting this in the Volkswagen. To finish the entire camper, I still don't think I've got enough. I've got 3 sheets of 12mm left and a couple of sheets of 5mm. The 5mm I'm going to be using for the bathroom because I've still got to do everything on this side as well. I want to make some shelving units and things like that. These top cupboards, I've got no idea entirely how I'm going to make them yet. I know the size of them, they're going to be about roughly this big, look. So if I stick that in there, that's about the rough sort of size these top cupboards are going to be. But the actual building of them, I'm literally going to make it up as I go along. So I think what we might do for this first one, I'm going to build the one on the right hand side first because that's the easiest. That's literally from this end to that bathroom wall. That one will match up with the kitchen. So I'll do this one first. I'm going to completely make it up as I go along. I'll stick a time lapse on for the building of it. And if I do it on a time lapse, it'll look like I know what I'm doing. Right, so let's get this first cupboard built and then let's see you back there once this first one's in, and hopefully it'll look good and we can talk through how we did it. And now this is 2 months later. I had to leave it a little bit after that last little time lapse. I did one cupboard and then I've had a load of other stuff on for the last couple of months. So what I've done yesterday is I've made another cupboard just to remind myself how I did it. So I've got both sides done now in the bedroom. We'll go and have a look at that in a second. And I've started the one in the kitchen so we can have a quick look how I've done it. The bedroom bit, apart from lining the cupboards, is now finished, and I tried a little idea inside, which has worked out really well. So let's go and have a look at these things, shall we? Right, so looking at the van, we can start to see it's coming together now. I've even put a little board across the back here just to finish the bed off. This bit's got no particular use to it. That's just a bit of a design kind of thing, so I thought it'd look posh. Because obviously on the other side of the garage over here, it's going to have some shelves and cupboards and things like that. What I am going to do somewhere, probably over this side, is halfway up, I'm going to fit a step so you can actually climb up into the bed from the back. I'll probably do it on that side because this door opens first. And this one is going to have the ladder on it and the spare wheel, which is coming very, very soon. And as you can see there, I've already been drilling one out. Same at the top, there's some holes drilled out. Because I've got a friend making one for me, a complete custom build ladder and wheel carrier in one that's going to sit on that side. We'll have a look at that in the next video because it'll actually be on in the next couple of days. Also in the back we can see lots of wires and things hanging down there. That's because I've been trialling some tank sensors and things like that because we've got some underslung tanks to fit on soon. And you'll notice in the back I've got this bike as well. This is a DYU T1. I've got to do a video on this. This is a really funky little bike, this. And as you can see, the perfect size for the camper. So look out for that video. I'll be doing that at some point shortly because this is a nice little bike to keep in the back of the camper. Right, so these cupboards, as you can see, we've got the blue sides. And then on the front, on the doors, I've got some oak wrap. It's the same sort of stuff as this. Just over here, look, it's some of that DC fix stuff. And it's like an oak kind of, it's got a bit of a texture to it. And that's worked out quite nice. So that's what I fitted on the doors, just to contrast the blue a little bit, to break it up a little bit. And I think that's turned out really nice. These catches here, these are from Evo Motion Design. They're kind of a nice little catch. And if we look inside, I've just got some of those normal little hinges that spring open. I had to change them because the ones I got at first, they was slightly too small and they wouldn't hold the weight of the door open. Whereas these ones do look, and they're not actually super strong, so it's not ripping out as soon as you're opening them up. They're about the perfect strength. And I put some little pocket things on the side because you can never have too much storage. The same down here, because obviously when you're on this side of the bed, there's going to be a little gap here between the door, like that. So you can always store a few little bits in there if you want, because storage is always a problem on these vans, so I want as much storage as I can in this van. Hence having the 2 sets of cupboards instead of 1, because people normally don't have the cupboards above where your head is. Personally, I don't mind. I'd prefer to have the 2 sets of storage. It's like a his and hers wardrobe area, so there's plenty of storage there for clothes and stuff like that. What I have got to do later is in the back of the cupboards, as you can see there, it's very bare. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out some squares of some 3 or 5mm ply, cover them in some of this stuff, and then use some Velcro on some other bits of wood just to stick it back, and then I'm going to line the inside of the cupboards like that. So as it's Velcro, I'll be able to pull them off and get to all these sort of areas if I want to run any more wiring or anything like that all the way down the van. I will be filling these up with insulation as well, because we need to make sure everywhere's well insulated. As you can see there, there's a t-shirt hanging up. Let's go and have a look, see what I've done there. Right, so one of the things I wanted to do in this van was I wanted a bit of separation between these cupboards in the back and these cupboards in the front, so it doesn't look like one continuous cupboard going all the way down. So what I've done is I've fitted this board here and kind of slightly shaped it. Also because I want a cupboard down here as well in this corner. As you can see there, I've started to build that area. We're going to have a little cupboard door there with a shelf in it, just as more kitchen storage, because I've still got plenty of space here on the kitchen unit, especially if I lift this up. There's loads of kitchen area there to do what you need to do. So whilst creating this little bit of a separation, what I thought of is putting a little bit of a rail in there. So if I take that out there, look, what you can see is I literally just drilled straight through there, and I put a little bit of a rail across, and then I've capped it off. To make that rail nice and solid so it doesn't go anywhere. Literally, it gives me the separation I need between the two sets of cupboards, and it also gives me somewhere just to hang a few little bits up, just in case you've got a shirt or anything like that ironed and you're wanting to go out to the restaurant. So I think that's turned out quite nice, and it's a good little idea just to get a couple of shirts or whatever just in that gap there. Also in that gap at the back, you'll see down there, that's the little Ruvi temperature sensor. So that's going to be measuring the temperature inside the van, the one that's showing through on this panel there, cabin temp. I did plan to fit lights under these cupboards here. I've got the wires ran in either side. I've got one there and I've got one the other side. But to be honest, I don't actually need them because it's got these ambient lights around there. I really don't think I need under cupboard lights. I think I've got plenty of lighting. And on the head side, obviously we've got these lights as well, these reading lights, which light it up just as much as you need it to be lit up at night. Look. There's just that light. So you're not using a lot of electric. You've literally just got this one LED on just to light the area up when you need to. Because obviously, although this looks really posh with all this lighting, it uses a lot of electric when it's all running. And in general use, all of this lighting will never be on together. It's literally just while I'm working in it and doing stuff that I'm lighting it up like this, but it does use a lot of electric. Now, as you can see, look, we've got 322 watts of DC power going out at this very minute with all of the lights turned on. We've got the fridge on and some other bits running as well. So as you can appreciate, using all that power all at once, these batteries really wouldn't last long, but it never will be running like this. Right, so these kitchen cupboards, let's have a quick look at these of what I've done. I've started to do this one. I've been scribing in this end piece here. If I close the door so you can see how it lines up. Oh, another thing actually, before we look at that, is if you look down there, let's move this out of the way. If you look down there, that bit is completely ruined. The reason is because all the rain was collecting on the solar panel there. As soon as I stepped in the van and put weight on it, it all poured over this side and it came in through the door. So what I've done now is I've fitted a little LED there. Let's turn it on so you can see it. We've got a little LED there, which is a little outside light, and it's also a gutter as well. That wasn't quite enough on its own, so I've got a little rubber gutter up there as well that runs all the way along the side of the van, and it diverts it out here, so it's just coming out in front of this door, and then it gets all the rain away. So what happened was all the rain came in through the door, and it did it whilst the door was open like that, and it was literally pouring all over here, all down here. And then what I did was I started rubbing it while it was all really wet and horrible, and then it just rubbed through with the cloth I was using. So what I need to do is this top piece here, I need to take that one off and recover it. Now we're not getting so much water in. And also I've learnt if it's sodden wet, don't rub it. And it's not the most hard-wearing stuff at all. It's okay now while it's dry, but when it's soaking wet, it's not great. Right, so as you can see, this front one, I've made it just shy of this door here, so it's just a bit further back. What you will notice is I've overlapped it well into the door, almost as far as the worktop underneath. I thought it was a better use of space. It's pointless stopping it there. You might as well overlap it because that space there is completely useless anyway, because you've got this. So it's completely irrelevant that it's overlapped. So what I've done is I've made a little bit here it's not fastened back properly yet, but it covers over that door hole there. So from the outside it looks like that. So what I'm going to do is round that edge off there, and I'll put some of that rubber trim just on this bit. That'll be blue just the same as everything else, and then it'll blend in nicely. But by doing that, it gives me a lot more cupboard space. You can see this cupboard's quite big. I'll just split this in half between two cupboards, and they'll be quite big. This one will be more shallow, obviously, because this is here, and this one's deeper. And once it's lined the same as the other ones, it means I've got access to these cables, so I can run new cables all the way through the vehicle quite easily if I so wish. The same up there all the way down the front. I do like to make everything so I can change it if I want to. You don't want to have difficult times running new cables in. I always like to design it so you can run cables in later. So we've got the side piece in. We've got this bottom piece here. This is all 12mm ply. As you can see, it's quite wobbly, but it's a lot lighter than the 15mm lightweight ply, and I've used this through the whole cupboards as well. And then what I've got is I've got some of this profile here. This is like one of those corner profiles, but this end is not got the little corner bit on. This is a blanked off bit, so that sits on there. You'll notice, obviously, this is made for 15mm ply. So what I've done is I've got this 12mm, I've got a little bit of 3mm ply that I cut into a little thin strip and put all the way across the front. And then that holds that nice and tight, and I just screw it down through the front. And then that's how that one sits. To tidy up these side bits here and the top, what I've done is I've just got a bit of that plastic angle stuff there, and then what that does is that holds the door and that springs it back, so when it closes, it doesn't close quite enough, so if I push it in the middle, then it latches just behind this here with these latches. And the same again at the top. I've just got a bit of batten going all the way across that's trimmed with that plastic angle stuff. So all that means is the door can be slightly smaller than the hole, and you can't see in the cupboard. It's all nice and black down the gaps. It's probably a bit overkill doing it like that, but that's how I found out it worked best, for me anyway. And then at the top, as you can see there, I made a big lip that goes out here, and then that covers up these lightings. So I'll do the same here. I'll make a lip that goes over, so hopefully you can see by this kind of how I made these ones at the back. So I've got to finish these ones here, and then I've got to make one for up here, but these ones here I can't really make until I start filling in this front here. So there's the cupboards, and this is this bedroom area kind of done. At some point later, I will have a look at these window frames there, and I'll probably try and get those black. I might wrap them or something. But for now, this area is pretty much done, and I'm quite liked how these cables have turned out, and how it's turned out looking from the back end as well. Because I noticed in a lot of van builds, people do miss out this bit here, and it's normally just the bed just sat there, and it looks really unfinished, to be honest. But for the sake of one little bit of ply over the back there, it makes the back end look a lot more finished. Right, so I think that's starting to look good. I'm going to crack on today. I'm going to get that kitchen one done as well. So I'll show you the results of that in the next video of the camper, whatever that is. Probably going to be plumbing stuff, because I've bought the underslung tanks. I've also ordered the heating. I've ordered the water heater. And we're going to start the plumbing and the bathroom and stuff like that at some point very shortly. In the next video as well, I'll also show you the ladder on the back of this door, because that'll be fitted in the next couple of days as well, so I'll show you that. I can't show you what it looks like with a spare wheel on it, because I've still got to get the wheels. Right, so comment below what you think about these cupboards and what this van's starting to look like, and the little idea over there with the hanger for the ironed shirts and stuff. Like the video if you liked it. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see some more of this camper build and some other random stuff. And I'm going to do a video soon on that DYU T1 folding bike as well, because that's turning out to be absolutely perfect for this van. So look out for that, and I will catch you in another video. Cheers.